What's up, guys? It is Flex, and today I know I've been playing a lot of Lee Sin, so naturally my commentaries are going to be Lee Sin. The last commentary I did was Lee Sin game, and surprisingly this one's going to be a Lee Sin game also. So this one is a Lee Sin mid, and Lee Sin mid is kind of a delicacy. You don't really want to do it unless you're a good Lee Sin. 1, 2, if you're very confident in the matchup that you're doing. Now, regardless of who I was going to lane against, I kind of figured Yasuo because Riven has TP. But regardless, I'm okay with both matchups. Okay, as Lee Sin, I've beaten Rivens, I've lost to Rivens. Against Yasuo, I've beaten a lot of Yasuos, and I've lost to very few Yasuos. But again, I'm pretty confident in the matchup, so I was like, alright, I'll just go Lee Sin mid. One, because, well, actually, adding on, this is my Smurf account, so I didn't have any ability power runes, or an ability power rune page, so I only have attack speed and AD. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just go an AD mid laner, but I don't know an assassin, so I was like, well, I'll just pick Lee Sin, I guess. So I picked Lee Sin. Alright, so we're gonna go and speed this up. I took Exhaust because 1, they have Riven, 2, they have Yasuo. Level 1, I took Q level 1. Lee Sin versus anyone level 1, he probably has a really big advantage because of his Q and his passive. So I see the Yasuo takes E, that's cool. He gets a free auto there. I land the Q, I auto twice, and get the resonating strikes. That's a lot of damage right there. I take a lot of damage too. So again, I'm just gonna walk up and auto him. Though I only got 2 minions against me. If I'd have landed that Q, I think I would have killed him. But again, his minion wave hadn't arrived yet, so I was like, I'll just keep autoing him. And against any melee, I mean, you typically want to do that. So I'm waiting for my level 2 spike. As soon as I get it, I walk up to him and try and throw out the Q. And try and throw out the E. I missed both, but still, that's fine. I'll just walk back and farm. That's what you need to avoid. You need to, whenever you play against Yasuo, you need to avoid taking free Qs from him. If you take any free damage from him, he'll just run away with it, you know? Gotta dodge those. Again, I'm just farming, not using spells so much. I'm gonna use my spell there so I can, 1, fight him, 2, pop his shield, and 3, because I knew I was 1 minion away from level 3. So I would, again, just trying to engage and fight him with my level advantage. So I'm at a pretty good spot right now. I'm not sure if he has wind wall yet, but I'm still feeling good. We both don't have pots, but I have passive lifesteal and spellbound for my W, so yeah, I'm doing pretty well. You never really want to use your Q to farm unless you're getting really zoned out, or if you need help with your last hitting. Like there I was getting zoned out because I didn't want to get too close to take free damage. Like there I kind of lost that trade, but I messed up right there, and I'll show you exactly where. For those of you that have a keen eye, you'll notice that 1, I'm going to auto attack the minion. I did the exhaust so the resonating strength can do more damage, and yeah, I honestly don't think if I outed him he would have died, so it really didn't make that much of a difference. He flashes, almost killed me. I managed to get the flash quick there. And this guy was coming up. I knew he was going to flash, but I was real quick with the safeguard. Irrelevant because I still die, spoiler alert. Ekram just comes right back around and says, I'm going to die with this guy. I was chatting to Diana that he's going to come back, but she didn't really listen. Then she listened and was like, okay, I'm on my way. But by that time, it's already too late. And here he comes. So I'm in a pretty bad deficit. What's even worse is, you guessed it, Diana goes ahead and feeds my mid laner. He's already in a really bad spot there. I told him he's down summoners, but she was convinced that she could solo him. So she fails a flash, she fails her Q, and she dies. And right after that, she raged. You'll see it right now. There it is. That was not a DC, that was a rage quit. As I said, are you serious? So naturally she felt, I told her, are you serious? And she was like, whatever, and she just quit. So luckily for me, this guy, I played this poorly. I put the ward there, but I was like, I don't like that ward, so I'm gonna put a better ward. And then I safeguard to that, land my E, auto attack, land the Q, and he's dead. Regardless, you're probably thinking, oh, he failed the ward, but that's okay, because when I use people like Lee Sin mid or Katarina mid, this is typically how I want the lane to look like. Because both Katarina and Lee Sin can jump to wards. So this is exactly what I like here, alright? Now you're probably thinking, well, Lee Sin is okay, but Katarina, why would you want to jump to a ward? Well, if you want to avoid harass, you want to gap close, things like of that nature, this is typically what you want the lane to look like. For Katarina, you might want to have it a little further back to run away, but you get my point. So I get the kill there, luckily for me. The Yasuo was dumb and stayed. And I knew, everyone was saying, oh, she just disconnected, but I knew, she rage quit. Like, I saw how poorly she played against that Yasuo, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning right now, so people are generally ready to leave, you know? Like, if they're ready to go to sleep. So if I played really poorly on something, I would just, you know what, I would just leave too. Well, that's a lie, but some people are like that. Alright, so we get a really good break. Our Poppy gets a double kill in the top lane against Riven and Hecarim. Since we have no jungler, I said, well, I'm going to take these jungle camps then. Why wouldn't I? And again, when I died and gave up first blood, you don't typically want to get a longsword if you fall behind like that. I just went ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to get another Doran's, get the lifesteal and everything else. But right here, he's dead. Alright, like, just looking at this, if someone is half health, like that squishy at half health, all you need to do is kick him and land the Q. And you're probably wondering, oh, I can't land the Q, he's hiding behind minions. Well, you just angle yourself so that you kick them first. You don't necessarily need to land your first Q. You can just ulti them and then land your Qs, which is exactly what I do here. Kick him, Q, easy. Alright, again, ways to engage is Lee Sin. I landed the Q. If you ever land the Q to start a fight, that's a really good start. Okay? I mean, I know he has a shield and he soaked up the first Q, but it's a chance to gap close. It's a chance to still deal some damage. Like, it's still good damage. And I took advantage of that. It only dealt like 90 damage. It wasn't even that much, but the point is a gap close. Auto. Make sure to use my passive. There's my W. That tanks his E. And on my lifesteal. There's the kick, there's the Q, and there's the Resonating Strike. Really easy. So we're in a very good spot right now. We don't have a jungler, and like I said, I knew for a fact she was gone. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is a 2v1, we can do this. And I say we can do this because 1, we have a Poppy, and Poppy's passive is broken. 2, we have a Vayne. And then we have me, who's really fed. Okay. Riven was all chatting and she was tilting pretty hard, so that was another indication that showed me we had a chance here. All right, next thing I get is I go for my Ravenous. So I'll go ahead and get the pickaxe. Some people would say, "Would do you still get a sight step?" I knew Hecarim was there. I should have queued a lot sooner, but I waited way too long. I was waiting for him to show. Ends up coming back and taking the red buff anyway. I was hoping to catch him, but I didn't. So this guy just did the Wraiths, and he's coming up to me with half health. So I throw my ward out, safeguard to the ward. There's the E. Really easy. Again, I don't need to land my Q to start the trade, okay? All I need to do is get him to kick him away from the minions so that I have a clear path for the Q. He plays it really poorly by throwing out the wind wall very early. And from right here, he's dead. Alright, there's nothing he can do here. Okay. I give him the exhaust so that when I kick him, it's with the reduced armor of 10. So I give him the kick, give him the dickin'. Ding ding, baby. And that's another thing, like Yasuo's that rush Shiv, I mean sure it gives him a lot. It gives him attack speed, it gives him crit, and that's great, but it doesn't give him AD, you know? So extended fights that last longer sure, he'll thrive there because he'll get more auto attacks out. But in a fight that has to do with burst, yeah, I'm gonna destroy him. Again, we have no jungler, so I'm gonna take blue buff. Why wouldn't I take blue buff? Pot up, go back to lane. My ward is still there, so I play back. And I play back, make it think like I'm playing conservative. So as soon as he walks up to that ward, I wait for him to waste his Q. But as soon as he walks up to that ward, it's business time. So right there, he wastes the Q, I jump in, auto attack, kick him, land the Q, nice flash, and he's done. Give him the dick and ding ding. Again, wait for them to use any CC they might have. Now this isn't just for you, this is for anyone. A Garen wasting the Q. Sorry, Garen wasting a Q on a minion, Darius wasting a Q or a W on a minion. If the person you're laning against wastes something significant that would apply to the fight, then that's when you choose to engage. I mean, that's just League of Legends 101. You know what I mean? You don't want to fight them when they have everything up. You want to wait until they use it, so that you have an advantage. So again, he wasted. I jump in. Again, I kick him into the fact that I kicked him into the tower is a bonus. That wasn't. It didn't really matter. You know, he could have kicked him anywhere and he still would have died. Yeah, I mean, really easy. Oh, 1 second. Okay, apologize. Important phone call. Not really important. My little sister has a volleyball game and she wants me to bring her food. But I love my little sister to death, so I'll do it. Alright, so it's 9 to 5. We're pretty even in gold. Specifically because, I mean, they have more players, which means they have more farming. Means, I mean, they have more gold. I see this guy here. Hey, kitty. I see this guy here, and this is what I want. I want him to fight me. So he's dumb. As soon as I land my Q, again I kick him and then I land the Q. Easy. Ding ding, baby. Ding ding. I love it. DSM, baby. DSM Worlds. Again, the Hecarim's going Triforce. He's very squishy. Again, you don't necessarily have to land your Q first before you ulti. You can just ulti. Land the Qs, okay? I mean, if you land the Q first, perfect. It's still okay, you know? I just think it's easier if you land the Q. Alright, so I try and get a roam off bot lane. This Yasuo is going to play very skittish, so I go ahead and get my roam off. I think Leona gets a double kill here because Nasty Gangsta is the G. I was like, damn, I really wanted the kills. So, again, this Riven is tilting, like, hardcore. This Riven is all chatting, report this Yasuo, he's feeding, report Hecarim, he fed Poppy. And, like, they ended up all chatting, like, it's a 4v5 and we're getting smashed. And I was like, okay, they know it's a 4v5. So we gotta do something. We either need to get very fed or we need to leave. Or we need to get really fed or we need to, like, group and end already. So Yasuo has 83 farm, I'm at 93. He's doing okay in the farm department, but I mean that's for like strength-wise. The dude is level 9. I'm level 12. He can't really do much, you know. So again, nothing else to do. I'll take a jungle camp. And my goal here is to just try and get onto him. So that's exactly what I do right there. I didn't want to tank the damage, like tank the tower, so I simply walked out of turret range, walked back in, walked back in, flash kick, and we're good to go. Again, takes a lot of discipline to be able to walk out like that and then walk back in. You have to know, okay, I've already tanked 2 tower shots. He's got his dash, or he just used his dash. He's gonna maybe get his knock up in a couple of seconds. I need to walk back out, reset, and walk back in. I didn't want him to flash away or dash away or do anything special. So I just wanted to make sure I gap closed as soon as possible. I didn't have my trinket. My trinket was, oh, I guess I did have my trinket. So I could have ward hopped here, but I just went ahead and flashed. Don't feel bad if you use Lee Sin and you're just like, dang, I could have ward hopped, but I flashed. It's no big deal, okay? I mean, the way I see it, flash and ward hopping, same thing, okay? Except ward hopping, you can do more distance if you play your cards right. So, flash, kick, and the Q. Rip. TSM, baby. So like right now, all chat from Riven's coming out. Report. That's like I had a thought in the back of my mind. You know what? We can win this game. We just need to really push hard. I need to counter jungle this Hecarim because he went Triforce. I see what's going on in the bot lane. I see Lulu's very low, so I say, okay, cool. Okay, now this looks bad. Okay, that looked bad, but you have to look at what exactly I did there so you can see what my thought process was. My thought process here was, this is my thought process. Pause. I'm gonna throw my Q below her and I'm gonna walk toward, like, upwards of her. So I'm trying to keep her there. As soon as I showed, she was AFK or she was looking at store or something, because as soon as I threw my Q, she didn't react. What normally I would think of here is as soon as I come here, she's either going to walk bot, which would mean my Q would land, or she walks top, which means I just walk up to her and hurt and like kill her. You know what I mean? So that was my thought process there. It wasn't because it wasn't a massive fail. Like, I knew what I was doing. Threw the Q down and I walked upwards. You know what I mean? Like, that was the thought process. Okay. I was duo with the Leona, and there she was like, I saw that. I was like, no, it was all planned, I swear. Next level. JK. So I queued the minion to gap close a little bit. This is actually a pretty close fight. I say it was a close fight because, like, he finally got his ulti off. Got the flash, but it didn't really matter. It's a close fight though, like, and this is Yasuo, that's how dumb he is. But this is what you do, you use your E, and then you proc your Ravenous Hydra or your Tiamat so you can wave clear the minions, and give you a free path for all your spells. That's exactly what I did there. That, in this scenario, it would have been better for me to land my Q first, but I didn't. Exhaust kick, which is what I normally do. I didn't really have a chance. He's 1 in 6. But again, look, he almost killed me there. All he has is a Shiv, you know what I mean? Shiv and Brawler's Willows. He can still do a lot of damage. Alright, I finished the Ravenous, and I bought the Last Whisper because I was rich. Last Whisper, you're probably wondering, like, why'd you get Last Whisper? He doesn't have anything. And they don't have any armor. And I was like, you're right, but, I mean, get it now so you don't have to worry about getting it later, you know? I just hit this guy. I was like, yeah, I don't want to chase him around anymore. So now I get the extra pen from the Last Whisper. Again, no one on their team has armor, but I mean, I don't want to wait for them. I'm not gonna not buy it and wait for them to get armor, you know. Again, counter jungling the Hecarim. The Hecarim's build path was horrendous. Like, that was a really big mistake. This guy ends up just running away, so it's like, whatever. Again, this dude can't fight me, so I'm just here taking this tower. Looking to land a Q on this Tristana to try and kill her. I end up missing everything because I'm blind. I land that one, but she runs away, so.
Red team.
For a while, I think Riven just AFKs in the base. Like they don't understand that. Even if it would have taken them an hour, all they need to do is wait out my power spike or my power spike, Poppy's power spike. They would have been fine, and they would have came back because it's a 5v4. At 50 minutes in, when everyone has all their items, it doesn't matter how fed you were at 15 minutes. It's all about items, you know. Items and levels. So when everyone's level 18, I mean your advantages are pretty much gone. Next thing I'd go for is my cleaver, mostly because I need some health. Because they do have a Tristana and a Yasuo and a Riven and a Hecarim. I can't just not go tanky, you know. So I just basically ignore this guy. I don't really care. Yeah, this is ranked, by the way. People probably wondering, like, is this a ranked game? Yeah, it's a ranked game. I'm in a pretty bad spot here. Leona comes to the rescue. I failed the key there, so I land the flash kick, and I landed the flash kick because I thought Tristana was Vayne. So I was like, oh, my flash kick right into Vayne, and Vayne will clean up. But then I was like, wait a minute, there's something terribly wrong with this picture. So again, I'm in a bad spot. Land the Q onto the minions, and I run away. Pretty easy. It's so funny. I landed the flash kick and everything. I was like, I got this. And then I looked and saw it's Tristana. I was like, I don't got this. Again, jungling everything I can, farming everything I can. Just anything to keep my spike going, you know. I tell my team we need to get at least one Drake so we can get the bonuses. It's not necessarily a priority right now. Our priority is to try and keep snowballing and maybe group mid and fight. But like I said, I kind of wanted to avoid fighting, and I told the team because if we group and fight, it's still a 5v4. So someone on their team will still be unaccounted for. Wow, they tried to surrender. Oh yeah, there's the Riven. They wanted us to report Riven for spamming forfeit, but I mean they were in a really bad spot, so yeah, that was worded. Again, something you'll notice here is we're keeping every single lane shoved. 5v4, 4v1, 4v2, 5v5, you always want to keep the lane shoved in. Okay, there's another forfeit. Always want to keep the lane shoved in. All your lanes shoved in. That was pretty easy. Again, I'm super fed. Tristana's level 11, I'm level 17. Holy moly, she's level 11, I'm level 17. That's crazy. I think I die here. Yeah, I die here. That was a nice flash. Hey, Yasuo. Hey, kitty. If I had my cam on, y'all can see my cat. She always gets frisky when I'm doing commentaries. Get that right, kid. I like getting frisky when I'm doing commentaries. What's up, Dragon? But again, Yasuo got the kill there. I was already low health. And again, it's Yasuo. Like, all he needs is 2 items and he's pretty good. He's good to go. Then it all relies on skill rather than items. Or it relies more on items than skill, you know. It's like Master Yi. If you're a bad Master Yi, but you have 6 items, it doesn't really matter how bad you are. See ya. See ya. Again, it's like when people say, oh, 4v5s are unwinnable, they're definitely not unwinnable. You just have to make sure that you don't feed and put your carry pants on, you know. I put them on, Poppy put them on, and bot lane didn't even do amazing, okay? Vayne is 5 and 4. You know, you don't have to do amazing, you just have to get at least one person to hard carry. I'm Lee Sin and I'm going full damage Lee Sin. I am the epitome of falling off. You know, but I mean, what do you call it? We were able to push our advantage. The flash. Oh my god, that damage though. Go over that fight again. This is a pretty good kick, I'm not gonna lie. On my APK game, definitely not. So I land the Q. He's already about to go down, and I know that my Q's gonna chunk him for like 400 HP. from here you're probably thinking, okay, Flex has flash, he should just flash away. But instead I take it a step further. Riven just wasted her CC on me, and I didn't get polymorph. So I will go ahead and get the flash ulti onto the Tristana to the Vayne. GG, baby. Man, it looks so beautiful. Oh man, am I kidding? Just gorgeous. And when you're, when you're mid shoved in like that, that late into the game, get 4 people up. I mean, this GG, this game over. So we go ahead and end it. Good game. Right, Kitty? Yes, it was. Yes, it was a good game. Ding, ding. So, 4v5's very winnable. Even if you're at a disadvantage early. Which is exactly what I was at. I'm not gonna lie, that Yasuo was pretty bad. Really underestimated Lee Sin damage. Flex carry. Indeed. Really underestimated Lee Sin's damage, and this is a testament to any Lee Sin player. And you get fed early. I mean, you have a timer. Alright, once everyone catches up to you in levels and items and tankiness and damage, I mean, you're done, man. Like, that's it. Lee Sin is all single target damage, meaning he's great in a 1v1, not so great in a 5v5. Alright, chances are you're gonna ulti the tank or whoever dives just to peel, and you're not really gonna get to the carries. Right, Kitty? Can't get to the carries. So, it's a good game. Build path wise, again, I went Ravenous into Last Whisper. They didn't have any armor, but that was, I mean, it didn't really matter. Because 40% of the 50 armor they all had was basically what, like 30, 32? I mean, my kick would deal 800, 700, 900 damage to someone who only has like 32 armor. It's almost like it's damn near close to true damage. You know, with a Last Whisper and a Ravenous and a Black Cleaver and a Brutalizer, it's basically true damage. That's why when I kicked that Tristana, it dealt like 900, 800 damage to her. So in a 4v5 scenario, if you're in a position to carry, whether you're AD carry, mid lane, or top lane, I mean, you need to put the carry pants on. You know, you need to try really hard, and you gotta pull your weight and the person who left their weight as well. Luckily, this Diana sucked, so it wasn't that hard to pull her weight. That didn't make any sense. It actually would be harder if she sucked. You get my point though. Like, do skills can crit? I don't know what that means. Like, can Lee Sin's abilities, like his kick and his Q, crit? No, they can't. Unless they're treated as the auto attack, like Gangplank's Q and Yasuo's Q. Yeah, I mean, you just got to turn it up. Poppy didn't. Her score doesn't really reflect it, but she dominated that Riven. And look at her build. Her build is insane damage also. So all we really had to do was melt 1 or 2 people on their team and make it a 4v4, which was very, very easy. You know, I mean, if I combo someone and take them out of the game, it's back to a 4v4. And me and Poppy are incredibly fed, and everyone else is underfed and underleveled, so it wasn't going to be that hard. But again, we had to finish in a timely fashion. The game didn't even get to 30 minutes. We just had to end it because, I mean, I'm level 17, and they got a level 12 Tristana.